Welcome back, Alfonso here. Let me ask you a question. What if I told you retirement has nothing to do with how much money you make? I know that sounds crazy because we've been taught more money equals better retirement. But let me show you something different. We've all heard the stories. A janitor retires with millions and a millionaire goes broke. So what's the difference? It's not income. It's not luck the way we think about it. It's mindset. Let me take you back to a story, the story of the cow and the rhino. Every morning when a storm is coming, the cow runs away from the storm, trying to avoid it. But the problem is, the storm keeps following the cow, so the cow stays in the storm longer. Now the rhino does something different. The rhino turns, faces the storm, and runs directly into it. And because of that, the rhino gets through the storm faster. Now let me ask you, are you running from your financial future, or are you charging toward it? Because retirement is not about avoiding problems, it's about facing them early. Most people delay saving, delay investing, delay planning, and then one day they wake up and the storm is still there. Retirement doesn't start with money. Retirement starts with a decision, a mindset shift. And here it is. I will take control of my future no matter where I start. Because where you start does not determine where you finish. Now that we understand mindset, let me give you the first key: focus. Focus means following one course until successful. And this right here is where most people fail. Not because they're not smart, not because they don't make enough, but because they don't stay consistent. They start saving, then stop. They start investing, then panic. They start a plan, then switch plans. Let me say something that might change your life. It's not the plan, it's the consistency of the plan. You don't need 10 strategies, you need one strategy that you stick with. Think about it like this. If you plant a seed today and dig it up every week to check it, will it grow? No. And that's what people do with their money. They don't give it time. Focus says, stay the course, even when it's boring, even when it's slow, even when nobody else understands. Because retirement is not built in excitement, it's built in consistency. Maybe it's $100 a month, maybe it's $200, but done consistently over time. That becomes power. That becomes freedom. Let me ask you, what is your one course? And are you willing to follow it until successful? Now let's talk about something powerful. Luck. But not the kind of luck most people think about. Luck is not random. Luck is not gambling. Luck is not hoping. Luck is laboring under correct knowledge. Let me explain. When preparation meets opportunity, people call it luck. But it's not luck. It's preparation. The person who understands credit looks lucky when they get approved. The person who understands investing looks lucky when their money grows. The person who understands money makes better decisions. That's what gives them luck. So the question is not, am I lucky? The question is, am I learning the right things? Because wrong knowledge leads to wrong results. Correct knowledge leads to better outcomes. And here's the key. You don't need to know everything, but you do need to know the right things. How money grows, how debt works, how to protect your income, how to build systems. Because once you understand that, you stop guessing and start moving with confidence. That's when people look at your life and say, you're lucky. But you know the truth. You've been laboring under the correct knowledge. Now let's bring it all together. Mindset, focus, luck. But here's the missing piece: systems. Because everything else should be a system. Your savings should be automatic. Your investing should be consistent. Your bills should be structured. Because systems remove emotion, and emotion is what destroys most financial plans. So here's what I want you to do today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Write this down. What does retirement look like for you? What age do you want to retire? What income do you want monthly? Now, create a simple plan, not a perfect plan, a simple plan. Then apply focus. Follow that plan until successful. And commit to luck. Learn the correct knowledge so you can move with confidence. And finally, build systems so your future runs automatically. Let me leave you with this. Retirement is not about how much you make. It's about how you think, how you act, and how consistent you are. You don't need to be rich to start, but you do need to start to become rich. If this message helped you, share it with someone who needs it, because someone right now is running from the storm when they should be charging through it. Let me take you one step deeper. Because writing the goal and creating the plan, that's powerful. But there's something even more important. Who are you becoming in the process? Because retirement is not just a financial destination. It's a personal transformation. You don't accidentally become disciplined. You don't accidentally become focused. You don't accidentally gain the right knowledge. You become that person on purpose. Let me explain it like this. A person with no plan will always follow someone else's. A person with no discipline will always fall back into old habits. And a person with no vision will always settle for less than what they're capable of. So when you write your goals, don't just write numbers, write identity. I am someone who saves consistently. I am someone who follows a plan. I am someone who learns and grows. Because when your identity changes, your behavior follows. And when your behavior follows, your results show up. Now, let's make this real, because I don't want this to just be motivation. I want this to be movement. Here's your next step. For the next 30 days, I want you to commit to one system, just one. Maybe it's saving automatically every week. Maybe it's tracking every dollar you spend. Maybe it's learning 10 minutes a day about money. But whatever it is, don't break the system. Because consistency builds confidence, and confidence builds momentum, and momentum builds results. Let me tell you something most people won't say. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need perfect income. You don't need perfect conditions. You need commitment. Because the storm is coming either way. The question is, will you run from it like the cow, or will you charge through it like the rhino? And I want to speak directly to you for a moment. If you feel like you're behind, if you feel like you started too late, if you feel like you don't have enough, let me tell you something clearly. You are not too late, but you do have to start. Because 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you will either thank yourself or wish you had started today. So here's your final challenge. Before you leave this video, write your retirement vision, create your simple plan, choose your one system, and commit to focus. Follow one course until successful, luck, labor under correct knowledge, and build systems that carry you even when you don't feel like moving. Let me leave you with this. Your future is not built on what you know. It's built on what you consistently do. And if you stay focused, if you gain the right knowledge, and if you build the right systems, retirement won't be a dream. It will be your reality. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs it, because somebody right now is one decision away from changing their entire future. The information provided in this content is for educational and informational purposes only, and should not be considered financial, legal, or tax advice. Always consult with a qualified financial advisor, tax professional, or legal counsel before making any financial decisions. The creator of this content is not responsible for any actions taken based on the information provided. Investments and financial decisions carry risk, and past performance does not guarantee future results.